Mine's on.
Mine's on. What's up, guys? Hope you're doing good tonight. Welcome to another Tuesday edition of Flight Club. And what are you doing over there, man?
Trying to get this canopy to work correct.
You're gonna be over there messing up something.
Promise I won't mess it up.
I won't mess it up. Looking like you're all cold. Is it that bad for you in here?
No, I'm comfy.
You comfy?
I don't have any rolls of insulation.
Who was it? Your sister? Who was it? Said you look like a preacher with your shirt off.
Do I?
Got a little white collar going with that.
Hey, you take that. Get off my lawn.
I really hope you guys are doing good tonight. Appreciate you coming in and joining us, hanging out. I guess in case you didn't hear, we're going to have Mr. Chris Wolffe in here tonight talking about his whole adventure in this wonderful hobby we all enjoy, and also what he's done with the T28 as well. That's going to be nice. And upcoming events that we're going to be talking about, and we got a fly-in coming up. You know what?
Lots of them.
April 13th. If you guys are anywhere near Kinston, North Carolina, it's going to be a big day. We're going to have a huge event for our spring fly-in. We're going to have good food, a lot of great raffles.
Yeah, DA70 twin raffle. We're going to have a big Seagull model from Legend.
Yeah, some stuff from Legend.
All kinds of goodies from them.
We're going to have some stuff from HRB we're going to be giving
Building
away.
supplies,
Turnigy,
socks, boxers, bikinis,
thongs,
straps, wax.
Yeah.
Oh,
be giving a lot of cool stuff away.
Cheech and Chong of memorabilia.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
You want that furry steering wheel that he had on that chain?
The dice, man. We gotta have the dice. You know.
Hey, man.
Also, we're going to have good stuff from Scale RC Engines. We're going to be giving away coupons for his company as well, so you guys can order what you want. We're also going to have stuff from Dave's RC Electronics, which is right here, guys. Don't forget Dave. I mean, and prayers be with Dave, guys. His wife's not doing very well. And then I saw Mr. Guy Caputo in here, guys, from Flying Tiger RC. Always in the house, and Tim Toutant always throwing around the sunshine here, man. Appreciate you, Tim, buddy. Always being so good to us. But yeah, appreciate all you guys for dropping in here tonight. We've already got 25 people.
Well, I think you better get the guy in the green room.
All right, so you guys are waiting.
I think what he's going to do is he's going to start drinking, and then we're going to have a different guy show up. So we better get him on.
All right, guys. So without further ado, we're going to bring him in here and let you guys meet, in case you haven't. That's right. Mr. Chris Wolffe. Here he is, right here, guys.
There he is. Right there. You're on the barbecue.
Yeah, that's all I can afford. Everybody knows this guy. And if you don't, you should.
B-58 man.
Yes. Well, whatever kind. This man.
Former.
I've always been to fly board, man. I mean, you know, you flew a door, right?
I did. Yeah. I had a bet on a guy on the construction site. He goes, "You can't fly a door." I said, "Watch me. What's the bet?" "Oh, it's a large pepperoni pizza and a 6-pack of Mountain Dew." I said, "Done." 3 weeks later, I had a door.
You did.
Over at El Mirage Dry Lake.
Yeah.
Pay up.
Oh, so how are you tonight, man?
Oh, I'm good, man. I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you for coming on and being with us, man.
We're just a couple of hacks. You saw the audio presentation before the show. So.
I don't know, man. I'm pretty excited to hear or that I could win a used jock strap in a raffle. So that's cool.
Yeah. Put up or shut up.
How much money we got in the tip?
Hey, man, we're Ashtray Aviation over here, you know?
That's right. Ashtray Aviation. I coined that term because I live it. That's me. That's right. The real me.
Yeah. Yeah, I throw a little extra change in the ashtray for him every now and then.
Yeah, so. He gives me a sticker and a free used up lipo.
Yeah, right. Hey, got to do what you got to do. So, so what's going on, man? What's going on in the RC Geeks world today?
Oh man, I'm trying to get over being sick. Actually,
I hear you.
It's been a rough week, but no, man, we got the big T28 on the bench. I'm trying to get some work done on that. I'm working on the first installment. I did the unboxing video a while ago, and it's actually taken me quite a bit longer to get the ball rolling on the project than I expected, but it's finally moving forward. So I'm putting together the next video installment on the assembly for that. So hopefully that'll be in the next couple of weeks posting. So yeah, but that's the big project at the moment. Yeah.
Well, it's all right. Well, as you see, it is a big project. I'm working on the, you've got the red and white one, and I've got the China Lake over here. And we're probably about at the same place. I've got all the rear elevator, rudder, all that
Yeah,
stuff
the airplane's
going.
good to go. You just need
Um,
mufflers, cockpit,
Mufflers, cockpit, fuel
engine
tanks.
on, and then
Engine's already put on.
finish the lights.
Yeah, the lights are already installed in all the places. We just got to wire up everything and put the connectors on. So yeah, we're probably close to each other as far as that goes. So what have you been your thoughts on? I think it's a beautiful bird myself.
Oh yeah, it's very nicely built. It's a nicely done and well executed ARF for sure.
Yeah.
The lines are good. It looks right, and yeah, I'm excited to get it flying. It's been a long haul.
Yeah,
You're a little further ahead than I am. I've got let's see I've got all the control surfaces hinged up and working, and I've got the cockpit and canopy all done.
right.
So the canopy's working, and so next I'm going to be going into the landing gear and gear doors.
Yep.
And then the final installment will be the engine and mounting the cowl and stuff. So,
Did you get the Sierra or did you get the JPs?
I got the Sierra gear.
I've got the JPs in mind, and the funny thing is that's the first thing I jumped on, and it's like, okay. But it went great. I mean, a little bit of issues, but once everything's in, it works perfectly fine. The doors look great. I've had a few guys reach out to me and ask me some questions, but other than that, yeah, that was the first thing I did and tackled. I thought, well, hell, if I can do this, I can do anything now. But yeah, the JPs look great in there. The machined wheels, the nose landing gear looks really good. Very pleased with it. Everything was pretty good there. So like I said, I'm just waiting for Sean to send me over the 3D cockpits and the radial for the front. We're putting the twin 40 in this one, or 40 twin as it would be. And you are going with what, sir?
The FG60.
Ooh, is it close by? Is it close by or
Yeah.
not?
It is. Hold on. Give me a second.
Oh, grab it. Yeah, grab it. And put it right up to the camera, and then let us lust a little bit.
Yes, exactly.
Because our eyes, we know how to lust with our eyes. We're really good at it.
Sorry, I didn't
All right.
cue
You
things
got it
up
in
very
here.
well, did I?
Oh.
Yes.
So that was on sale for what, $250?
Found it at a garage sale.
Hey,
I would have guessed.
Yeah, with no conrods, bent head, valve train. Yeah, that's pretty. That's going to sound sexy. Yeah,
that is
that's
nice, man. That looks really good.
That looks really good.
It fits in the cowl beautifully too.
Yeah, it looks good, man. Philip Camp wanted to know, do you have your canopy servo operated?
The canopy? No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't plan to operate it via servo.
Yeah, I don't either. I thought about it at first, getting some linear actuators or something, and then I was like, nah, that was a good thought, but no. You know?
Yeah, it's not really set up for it. And as cool as it would be, I just didn't want to spend the time to do it, because the problem is you have to, the way that they have it sliding in there, you'd have to be pulling from both sides.
Yeah.
And so it could be done. You could run, screws down.
I'd rather fly it.
The hatch, but yeah,
he would like it, but
I'll fly it.
I mean, like I said, I thought about it briefly and looked at everything, kind of like you were just saying. And I was like, nah, we'll just.
That's another 30 hours.
Yeah, we'll just slide it and let the magnets hold it together.
I agree with that. Let's fly.
So, man, tell us. I mean, how long and how did you get into this hobby?
Oh man, I've been in the hobby quite literally my entire life. So
well, obviously to do the things you do.
Yeah, my dad had a hobby store back in the day, and so back in the 70s, 80s, early 90s, yeah, he was a pioneer in RC jets, and so I get to watch him do a lot of really cool stuff in scale modeling and jet modeling in particular. And and so, yeah, you mentioned his stores, Jet Hanger Hobbies. They are still around. My folks are still operating the business. Excuse me. Sorry.
All right.
And he still offers kits, but doesn't sell a whole lot of kits nowadays. But, and so, I was in the back of my dad's shop. I have some of the greatest memories just being in the back of the shop as a kid, building models and just watching and observing all of the amazing scale modeling that was going on. And my folks tell me I built my first plastic model when I was 3 years old. And I guess that's true. So I don't remember. But what's funny about that is when I think back, I don't remember a point at which I didn't build models, right? I've always just been building plastic models where I started. And then I started flying at the age of 11. Wow. I was telling you guys the story before. It was Christmas Day, and I don't remember the year, but my dad, I would go to the flight line with my dad just to watch him fly because I enjoyed watching him fly. And he literally just said, "Hey, here, handed me the transmitter," and I just started flying. I had been playing a bunch on computer simulators, and because we had an old Commodore 64, and I flew various different.
Did you have the old
simulators.
Dave Brown simulator?
I didn't have that one. No, I didn't learn on any of the RC simulators.
So you did it bareback. You were out in the field, and here's the transmitter, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No buddy box or anything. So when I was younger, like my dad tried to get me flying earlier than that, and he would kind of hold the transmitter with me. And when I was, but yeah, it wasn't until he just literally handed it to me, and I was like, oh man, this is fun. I like this. So
yeah.
And that's really what kicked it off for me. I've been flying ever since, various different airplanes. I was a part of air show team, an RC air show team back in the 80s and early 90s. We used to travel to air shows and fly. RC is a part of the air shows, and that was a whole lot of fun. I mean, just being in my dad's shop and around all that, model aviation, it sparked a love for full scale aviation. And I used to just walk down the plastic model aisle in my dad's store for hours, literally just learning and looking at and admiring, the airplanes and so, yeah, I don't know. It's fun times. And so I was going to say,
favorite model.
Excuse me. What do you mean favorite model?
What's your favorite model that you think would be if you had to pick one?
Didn't you win the Masters? Didn't you go down there and you win with your A7?
I did. I won in 2019 with the A7. I also won it in 2016 with Mirage. Yeah.
Oh,
really?
The 2000 Jet Hanger Hobbies. No, the Mirage 3 RS. Both Jet Hanger Hobbies kits. I think that was actually the first time an electric jet had won the Masters.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was 2016.
So how was the pressure when you're doing the flying and everything at the event? Is it just tremendous, like tenfold, like being at the field, except tenfold?
You can make it what you want, really. You want to do well and scale flying, especially, being judged by your peers. It is challenging, right? You have to, it's all about precision. It's about presentation. It's about realism, making sure you're flying in a way that's representative to the full scale. But it's not just about flying, because the other half of it is the static. Right. And so you get judged on, how scaled the airplane is to the documentation that you provide. And 2016, what was funny about it is I had, a number of challenges. I don't think I landed, or let me start over. I don't think there was a point in which, I'm trying to frame this in my brain. I don't think there was a flight where I didn't have to do something to the model to fix it after the flight.
That's normal for any scale model. Nothing works.
Yeah, but the airplane was normally extremely reliable. And so it was just funny. But, everything just came together. And it was just this amazing thing that somehow, through all of the adversity and the things that I had all of the challenges, right, that I was battling, I ended up winning the whole thing. And so it was cool.
And where does the trophy sit today? Where's it at? Oh, there it is.
There it is.
And then the other one is over there in the corner.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
It's just bookends now.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
it's just
all.
old books.
I tried to get my wife to use it as a centerpiece, but she wasn't too into it.
Well, I tell you what, man, you don't have a clue how much you inspired me just since I've been doing RC, which I've been doing it for about, 14, 15 years now. And yeah, I've watched many of your build videos and your flight videos, and you've always been an inspiration. And I always take something from it. And if you guys have not ever subscribed to this man's channel, do yourself a favor, go over there to YouTube and subscribe to the RC Geeks channel, and also look him up on Instagram and things like that, because there's always good things to learn.
You want to throw him a curveball?
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, Chris, you fly mode 2?
Yeah.
You fly mode 2?
Mm-hmm.
Guess what mode I fly?
1.
No, that's European.
Oh, you fly single stick?
4.
What's 4? I've never heard of 4.
Yeah, thank you. That's like in water skiing or wakeboarding.
I'm calling BS. He's making things up.
What?
Yeah.
4?
Yeah.
What are you, retarded?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
You remember the old, I don't know if you remember, in the 70s, late 70s, like 77, 78, Cox models had their 049 Cardinal 177, all foam with an 049. It came with the transmitter. It was 2-stick.
Okay.
Well, to turn it, it was on the left stick on the rudder. Didn't have any ailerons, but it was rudder, and that's what would make it turn. And that's how I learned how to fly. My ailerons are on left, and my rudder's on the right. Unfortunately, I taught myself to learn how to fly by myself, so that's how I pick it. Not that I can't fly mode 2.
Yeah,
the
right.
best part
you said.
The best part about mode 4, nobody wants to borrow your transmitter.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to teach you to know how to fly. They don't trust you. I said, hey.
Yeah, but the problem is too, he wants to get his waiver to fly his great big F-15, and he can't. Nobody can do it with him because
Yeah, so that's kind of like I'm in a pickle right there. But other than that, it's like normal to me. They look at me when I'm flying and go, "What's wrong with you? Why would you put it there?" I said, I don't know. Just like that.
He flies mode Wayne.
Yeah, exactly. We call it goofy. So if do you? I mean, knowing that your dad was a Vietnam helicopter pilot, did you ever get into helicopters any?
Man, I have wanted to get into helicopters. I think scale helis are some of the coolest RC
I do too. I love them.
out there, but man, I'm a terrible helicopter pilot.
It's totally different than an airplane because an airplane with those sticks it'll fly. A helicopter, in the old days, it wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Didn't
I can fly it around okay, like a helicopter, and I figured, you got to kick the tail around, and all of a sudden you're flying all the sticks all the time. But what's funny about it is the hover is what kicks my butt, because I get into this like washing machine mode, and I overcorrect, and the thing's doing this. And I just let go of the sticks, man, and it'll be fine. Yeah.
That was me. I started out, first time I ever bought an RC, I bought air hogs for my son.
Yeah,
and I was like,
remember
man,
hogs.
if I can land this on a table, I can get me a bigger helicopter. Well, I didn't have anybody to help me either. Didn't know there was a club around here. So I get online and I'm looking, I'm like, wow, they make big ones.
Big ones.
So I bought a Walkera that came with everything.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it's pretty big. It's about this long, and I took it and tried to fly it and messed with it. And then I found out there was a field nearby. So I went out there and the guy's like, well, okay, I fly helicopters. I'll help you, but you got to learn to hover first. And I'm like, okay. So I get out in the middle of the field and he's like, okay, do this, do that. And I come up and it's sitting there and it's kind of doing this. And next thing I know, I got nervous, man. And needless to say, it hit the ground and the rotor flew. He goes, okay, now you take out your wallet. And so he looked at me and he said, look, man, if this is something you want to get into, get you an airplane. I'll tell you what to get. Start out with that. Then eventually, if you want to go to helicopters.
Yeah.
And so he taught me into getting the big E-Flight Apprentice, the first plane. That was my first one. Never crashed it. I kept it for many a year. And I think 2 years ago, I sold it to a buddy of mine that was getting into flying and never crashed it. And that was my first airplane. And I've been doing it ever since. And I love it, man. This hobby's awesome. I wish we could get more young. Look, I got almost an 18-year-old shows no interest in it whatsoever.
Can't find anybody that has any. All my kids, nah, I tried to get them to fly. Nah, Dad, you're stupid. Nah, that's retarded. Dad.
Yeah.
No, go away. Let's go do this.
Yeah.
I said, you don't understand.
Have you got any big events you're getting in? You're coming up to? You're going to be going to?
EDF Jet Jam is coming up in June. I'll be going to that one.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's a really fun event. And man, the field out there is gorgeous. It's Rosewood RC Flyers. But man, I've been totally out of since we moved, trying to take a whole new assortment of events. I haven't quite figured out which ones to go to and when. And plus, with my son, he's in high school, and I'm his taxi driver at the moment, so it makes it difficult. Once he gets his license, which it should be fairly soon, I'll have maybe a little bit more autonomy during the school year for an event here and there. But so right now it's kind of summer events.
Yeah, but then your stress level goes to here. Trust me, I know. I know all about it. Yeah, mine's like I said, he'll be 18 in September, man, and setting him free that first day with a car in 8 o'clock traffic going to school, man, you talk about your stress level. I don't know which was worse, flying an airplane, a big plane for the first time, or him pulling out of my driveway getting in 8 o'clock traffic. I mean, and it's still stressful to this day. So, but yeah, he shows no interest, man. And I've bought him drones. I've bought him certain planes. And he's like, it's all right, but not interested. I'm like, okay, man. I'd go broke if he was interested. So it's probably a good thing.
Yeah, my son is the same. I tried to get him interested in it. He does. So I do have an FPV drone that we play around with from time to time, and he does enjoy that. He'll chase me once in a while, which is I absolutely love.
Yeah.
But otherwise, getting into just traditional flying, just not interested, and it is what it is. I think he's just been overexposed to it, maybe, and just doesn't have he's not really crazy about airplanes, and I have always loved airplanes, and so
well,
if somebody doesn't have a real love for airplanes, it's really hard to get them genuinely passionate about it, right?
We came up with a reason why, our theory. The hobby, as far as airplanes are concerned, it picks you. You don't pick it.
That's right.
Because everybody I tried, all my kids, all my friends, they go out and they go, oh, yeah, that's nice. And then it's nothing to them. But to me,
it's everything.
So what do you mean that's nothing? Did you just see what happened? Did you see that did you see? And they're just like, oh, let's go to Taco Bell, man. I don't want to hear you talk anymore. I want a burrito.
Exactly. Yeah.
A burrito and explosive diarrhea, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because you're renting to own.
No, it's just rent. You don't own it.
Exactly. Or either people come out and they go, wow, these are some nice toys.
Yeah, toys.
Oh, yeah.
Right. It's toys.
Yeah. No, it's not a toy.
It is, but it's not.
Very expensive toy.
Yeah. I'm going to give some shout outs to our viewers here tonight that have joined us just because they are what makes this show tick. And they're here every week, and I just like giving them some recognition. And for them joining us tonight, of course, we've got Flying Tiger RC. We all know Guy Caputo over there at Flying Tiger. He's a great guy. We got Mr. Tim Tutot, Scott Monarch, Craig Beaven, John Holligan. Let's see. We've got Bert Schreiber is in here. Your dad.
Sister's in there? Hey, you still owe me $20.
We've got Lyndon Stewart all the way from Guyana here tonight. We have my mom in here. She's always a good show up for the show. We know she's going to be here. Jeff from Lower Alabama is here tonight. Let's see. Philip Camp. Always glad to have him in here. Scale RC Engine. Sean is in here. Let's see. We've got Brian Brody hanging out with us tonight. Brian lives right here in Greenville. He builds some nice planes too. Kenny, Hangar 51 is in the house. Let's see. We have got going down the list. Let's see. 311 fan, appreciate you coming in tonight. Paul Hatcher, he's one of our club members. He's in here tonight hanging out with us. EQRC, he's getting ready to start building the big B-17 from Legend Hobby. That's going to be a nice one, too. We're going to try to get him on here. Noons Airborne RC, what's up, Noons? Good to see you. Let's see. RC Flying Veteran here tonight. And let's see, make sure I haven't missed anybody. Just going down the list. John Holligan, thank you for throwing that up there, man. Appreciate that super chat, buddy. Very nice.
Wow.
Yeah, very
What
nice.
was he looking for? What would you call it? An investment?
Obviously, yeah, that was very nice. But yeah, so all these guys typically, Chris, are here each week, man, and they're just hanging out and having a good time with us. And like I said, without them, we wouldn't have a reason to be here and hang out and do this show every Tuesday night. I think out of about 3 or 4 years, I've only missed 2 shows. So just having a good time. But
That's
yeah,
cool.
so, like I said, so on the T28, so like you said, and we both agree, I think it's a fantastic model. I'm hoping if it flies like a regular, foam T28, which we all know T28s fly good anyway, man. They just
What the T's for?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think this airplane's going to fly great. I noticed you already had your speed brake installed. That looks really good.
I do. Yeah. That's a cool feature.
Did you run into any issues with that?
It's a little fiddly, and I'm going to talk about this in the video when it posts.
Okay.
But you've got the way that it works is you've got the pin that goes through this. I'm trying to figure out how to describe this in a meaningful way. Like it's the axle, if you will, that the speed brake rotates around. That goes through, and you've got wheel collars that capture the hinges, if you will, and keep it in place. And so the hardest part is just getting that all together so that there's no slop in there or anything like that. And so
you're talking about going through here.
Yeah. I somehow lost the aluminum rod. And so I had to find something in my shop to make it work, but
gotta love the smell of fresh fiberglass.
So do you think you're going to have any nose weight? What's the comparison to the 40cc 2-stroke to your 3-cylinder 4-stroke? You think you're not going to need any nose weight?
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, the engine's got some good weight to it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know how much the 40cc weighs.
Not much compared to that.
Probably not.
It's just 2 cylinders and a crank.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. So when that time comes.
Or you could double that and make it a wasp. That'd be cool. 2 3 sitting like that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So are you going to start up on anything else anytime soon? Which are you going to finish this one first?
I got to get this done, but I'm planning my next build project for after this, and so
what is it?
I don't know what we should say. No, I'm planning to build one of my dad's Furies, a Jet Hanger Hobbies Fury.
Okay.
Because I want something that I can scale out, but I can still fly here at our field. We've only got 400 feet to play with, and so I'm going to try and keep it light, but still put all of the fun scale goodies in it. So I'm going to run an 8S Schubler EDF in it.
Ooh, Schubler.
And it should be a pretty quick build. Those are fun airplanes to build and to fly. So,
wow.
So I've got scale struts in the works for it too.
Okay. Well, we've got about 10 maidens we've got to do. Yeah, we've got
maidens. That's not female.
Well, in case you haven't seen Wayne, the build that he did on the big flight test F-14, and I painted it, and he built it. Man, this thing's absolutely gorgeous, right? It is beautiful, and I painted it like the Jolly Roger scheme. And that. Then
how did you feel when Motion brought out their Jolly Rogers just last week?
Yeah, I mean, again, as somebody that has the F-14 sitting up here, like I've done all the mods to it, have yet to maiden it, but it's sitting up here in the rack, and I'm a fan of the bigger is better to me. I mean, I think the 64 millimeter is a good sweet spot economically for people.
It's not that economical. It's
but you know what I'm saying.
For what it is, the size
of it.
What I'm
saying. I mean, it's
That didn't keep me from buying one. I hate to say it, but
well, and it would be too at that price point. But I'm saying if I were going to pay that kind of money, I'd want a bigger jet, and I would pay more for the bigger jet.
Yeah.
I have not yet raised enough money from Wayne to get the XXL F-14 from Skymaster. So when we get that,
we're only 38,000 short.
That's a ludicrous model, man.
Yeah, it is.
No kidding, man. I looked at that. What was that? What does it take? Two 200s or two 300s, whatever they are, kgs on that thing?
Yeah.
Just the retract alone, what, $5-6 grand, $6 grand for the retracts? Man, I only paid $2,100 for my truck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and even their 1/7 scale is that's a $15,000 to $20,000 model.
I know. And that's just parts.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a small one.
I think they did a good job on the scale, of the F-14, the new one. I think they did a good job on it. I've heard a lot of my friends say they wouldn't mind having it, but again, if you like a 64
I wouldn't mind having one either.
Yeah.
But never gonna happen.
But again, like I said, I've got to fly the one I did up here. My friend Dustin, that's
the 80 millimeter.
Yeah, that's the regular free wing, the big one sitting up there.
Yeah.
I've done all the mods to it, though. I've put in the new swing wing plates for stability and the gear mods and the battery tray mods. It's just got to be flown, man. We just have not had weather here worth, putting up a good model over. I think you went out and flew somewhat.
Last Sunday, it was a 30-mile-an-hour crosswind.
Yeah.
30-mile-an-hour crosswind. I mean, that flag was out there like that.
Yeah.
I flew. Yeah. I was the only moron. No, there was one other guy that tried to fly, but I flew my PC-9, and it was gnarly, dude. It's just like a piece of paper in the wind. All I'm trying to do is just fit. Oops, sorry, I whacked. Knocked down to me like that.
It's getting real.
Anyway,
he gets excited, man.
I do. I get excited anytime we talk airplanes. I get excited.
Got to call
Mode 4, baby.
Yeah, but no.
So there was a question. Sorry, I was just looking at the comments. So there was a question if it was 80 or 90 millimeter in the Fury. So it's going to be a 90 millimeter 8S setup. A friend of mine actually had a jet hanger Fury Air John on RC Groups, and he had a 12S 80 millimeter setup, and that thing ripped. I was pretty shocked. But I'm going to go 90s. Single 90 in it.
That'd be nice. Craig Beaven had a question. He wanted to know if you're going to retry the B-58.
I definitely plan to. I got to save up my pennies a little bit first because I got to purchase another airframe for my friend. But I do plan to revisit that after I get a couple other projects out of the way. My friend's got to lay up another one anyways. So, and the landing gear were damaged enough to where it's going to almost cost as much as a new set to get fixed, which is kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. So, but I am planning to come back to that model.
That'd be good. That'd be good. You always gotta, it's always calling you. You know what I mean? You know how that works.
Yeah, I got an ex that calls me all the time. I just don't answer.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
Yeah, because that was first flight, right? That was maiden, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you take these airplanes, even if you take one out of the box and you put 6 screws in it
and charge the battery,
I don't care if it's foam, I don't care what it is, and you customize it and you paint it and you detail it and you do it makes it harder, man, when it goes in.
Well, it's like your child, man. How many hours do you think you had in that B-58? Honestly.
Oh, I spent it was 8 months building it.
Wow.
So I had a few hundred hours in it at least.
Oh, you had way more than that.
Yeah, and then you had to search for it.
Because really, it's your child. Like the females can have a child. We can't, right? Well, maybe in today's society, in the minds of these people that think they can. But when we put all, 1,000 hours in something just to make it, that's your kid, man. That is your flesh and blood that you put all your blood, sweat, and tears. That means when you put it out there, you're putting it all on the line. You almost don't want to, but then you don't want to be called a hanger queen.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I've got a couple of those. I know all about hanger queen.
Yeah, well, you know what they say. There's two types of RC airplanes, right? Those that have crashed and those that will crash.
And
So,
well, yeah, and they've all got expiration dates on them
yeah.
somewhere, man. You know,
Yeah.
but I couldn't imagine, you know, the way guys back in the day. You may have done it. I've never done it personally, but build a stick-built plane out of a box.
Absolutely, man.
I have.
And then you go fly that
yeah.
plane and crash it. I can't imagine.
I've
man.
done that several times on the Maiden. I
Yeah.
mean, I worked just like that. 8 months you have in your B-58. 8 months,
Yeah.
you know, on and off,
Yeah.
right? I did similar thing. It was a 232, whatever it was, the old pilot kit from Hobby Shack that was out there in Southern California. It was on the back shelf. Anyway, I bought it. For whatever reason, first flight, Maiden, everything's going. It's got the twin Super Tiger 60cc in there. Boy, it's all going great. And all of a sudden, I see the canopy open. Well, when the canopy ripped off, it caught air underneath. It turned the radio off. I had to switch on the bulkhead. It turned the radio off. It flew for 2 minutes on its own. Upwind, it'd go up, and the rudder was just perfect where it'd go up and cut down, and then it would go down and then come back in the wind and go up 2 minutes. The killer part is the kid that I brought with me. He goes, "You don't have no control over that?" I said, "No, man, nothing I can do. Look, it's off. It turned itself off." He goes, "Does that mean it's going to crash in a minute or two?" He was all excited, waiting for the crash. I was going to put my transmitter down. I wanted to kill that thing. Stick a rock, whack him in the head, dig a hole, and bury him in the El Mirage. Anyway, yeah, been there, done that. It's a sickening feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, another thing,
Yeah, I mean, it is. It sucks, but it's part of the risk that we take too, and you just have to. You can't be willing to fly an airplane that you're not willing to crash, right? Whatever you've invested in it, you have to be willing to at least have to be willing to potentially lose it, right?
That's right.
Because it could happen. I mean, in my case, I made a terrible mistake. Bought the wrong speed.
I bet you don't do it again, though.
Oh, I made that mistake a number of years ago, and apparently, like I said, I was too concerned about the weight, and so I made the wrong choice on the account of the weight. But it is what it is, and I won't do that again on the next one. But you know, it is what it is, and you just that the key is how you respond to it, right? Are you going to give up, throw up your hands, or are you just going to keep on going? Because the hobby is wonderful, and it can be challenging, and it can be
you can use different words. You can use other words.
It can be hard on your emotional state, but you know,
it's true because after you wreck, I swear,
perseverance,
I'm a mess for 4 days, man.
Yeah.
I gotta fix it. It's always on my mind. Oh man, I bent the landing gear. Oh,
I still haven't fixed the T20. I mean the A10 yet, man. I haven't. I just can't bring myself to cut that nose open to replace that.
Oh, you gotta split the fuselage, don't you?
You gotta split it like a loaf of bread, man.
Oh yeah. Didn't you dork it right one day? You
just
dropped it from 2 feet.
I was flying it with all the ordnance, and I forgot that I needed to carry a little more speed.
Yeah, because I watched that thing dork.
And it was sitting there almost hovering.
And then it wasn't hovering.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So Chris, John Holligan had a question. He said, when you set up the T28 speed brake, did you use both servos or only one on one side?
Just on one side.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Good
to know.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on it. I don't think it's really stout, and there's not any twisting happening there, so it should be fine with the one.
That's good to know. Yeah, because like I said, I got to get this one set up soon too. Get that done. Like I said, I'm looking forward to flying this thing this year. We've got 2 pilots in there, and we're going to have the one in the back seat move his head automatically side to side, and the one in the driver's seat. Well, we're going to have him, looking the way that the rudder goes. If he's in the proper, if we don't need a reverser or whatever, because Wayne's got an L19 that we just got through building, or he just got through building that we haven't maidened yet. And when his rudder goes one way, the pilot's head.
Yeah, we got a dyslexic pilot. He goes to hit right rudder and he goes left rudder.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but Dave's got a thing over there at Dave's RC Electronics where he can basically get that working properly for us. So yeah, we got to get him looking.
Need an inline servo reverser.
Yeah, and you also have the mechanisms that will work the pilots, and you also have your afterburners and things such too, right?
Yeah, so I have both of my pilots in the T28 on its I call it the random servo motion generator. And you never would have thought that you would want to have a piece of electronics that just randomly moves servos, but like when you're talking about gun turrets or you're talking about moving pilots' heads and things, it ends up being a perfect application for it.
Yeah.
And so I developed this RSMG a couple of years ago for that purpose. It was actually during when I put together the VQ Warbirds B-24 is when I came up with the RSMG. And so I use it a lot for pilots and stuff. And it's a really cool effect.
Do you sell those as well?
Yeah, no, I have them on my website, the rcgeek.com. And then, as you mentioned, I also have a whole line of simulated afterburners for electric ducted fans. And so that's been a growing line line of products, I should say.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
How in the world do you do all this and be normal? Are you another Thomas Whelan on Red Bull?
I don't know. Is he normal though? I don't know.
I go, man, how in the world? I mean, you're going to take the orders, you're going to make things, then you're going to do. When do you get time for you, the wife, the kids, the insurance, the dentist, the dog? I mean,
his job. Well, job. I mean, we all have jobs. So,
this is my job currently. I don't know how much longer that's going to last, but
hey, well, that's always a good thing. Now, have you made the afterburners for the F-14 64 millimeter yet?
Yep. Yeah.
Awesome.
I have a 29 millimeter in runner design that I had actually discontinued because it was kind of 28 and 30 were kind of the things. But when I was looking at the back of the fans and the size of the motor, I decided to reintroduce that intermediate size for that airplane because it's going to reduce the amount of potential blockage in the tailpipe.
Well, my F4 Phantom actually from Freewing actually has your afterburner in it. I got one of those from you, gosh, right after the F4 came out, and you were showing those on, I think it was YouTube, as a matter of fact, and how to install it. And I actually got one of those to put in that, and it's really nice. It looks really good.
Cool. I appreciate that.
Very pleased with that. Yeah.
So I just released a version 2 of my center burner, which is I completely from the ground up designed a new controller with a friend of mine that is Spectrum Smart compatible. So you can now use the Spectrum Smart telemetry and connect the center burner on a Y harness to throttle, whereas before you had to set it up on a separate channel if you had smart telemetry going.
Right.
And then also I've got, as a part of that, 3 different flicker algorithms that you can select in addition to being able to program your throttle on point.
Yeah, you just put up a short with that on it the other day, didn't you?
I did, yeah. A while ago. I really need to publish an updated installation video that features the V2. I've been a bit remiss on doing that. I need to focus on getting that done. But so that way, all of the information is out there. But the V2 is much more capable, much more feature rich than my original, and much more feature rich than any of the other simulated afterburners that are out there.
That's awesome, man. That's great because they look so good and they just really they do a lot for these EDFs. That's for sure. And the more realistic they look, I like flying them in the afternoon where you can see them really good light up. They look
I like flying, period.
Oh, I know you like flying.
I don't care. Let's go.
Yeah. But you really see your stuff in the late afternoon, man. Sun's going down, all your lights on the plane, everything looks really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, now Seagull Models is coming out with some jets too. They've got several coming. And also Thomas wanted me to let all these guys out here know tonight, I'm sure you know, that the March Madness sale started. And they're also going to be giving 15% off models and things like that if you go to the website. And 15% is a big deal. I mean, especially if you're looking at a particular model or certain things for your model. 15% is 15%. I don't care how you slice it this day and time. you might could actually buy a hamburger with what you save. You know what I mean? You never know.
Hamburger's $8 now.
I know, no kidding, right? It's crazy. Well, now you said a Big Mac in California is $12, right?
18. 18 for the combo.
Oh God!
In
Are you
California.
serious?
Yeah, there you go.
$18.
That's
No.
crazy. That's crazy, man. For a Big Mac.
Well,
And
I mean,
it's
that's
it's a little Mac now.
Yeah, it was a double Mac.
Yeah. Jeez. Well, man, look, we've had a wonderful time hanging out with you tonight, and I won't keep you because I know you got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but you got to ask him one more question.
Good.
What equipment do you use? What do you fly with? And what did you use growing up? Was it 72 megahertz? What was your dad flying? What are you flying now?
Growing up, I learned on and used for the longest time Airtronics.
Yes.
And once they got removed from the U.S. market, if you will,
Yes.
I don't even know if Sanwa is still doing their thing overseas or not, but I moved over to Spectrum and have been using Spectrum ever since. Been really happy with it, actually.
So you have the 20?
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
And I've got the
with the same letters.
Well, I've got the special edition. I don't know which one he's got.
No, I got mine before the SC was.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I got mine right after that one came out. I got it. So yeah, I figured if I'm gonna get one, I might as well go the whole gambit. You know what I mean? It's what you got to do. But I'll never use all of it. So it's nice radio. But yeah, I mean, like I said, man, we appreciate you being here tonight and hanging out with us. And like I said, I know you took time out of your busy schedule to be here, and that means a lot to us. So I'm going to let you get back at it because I know you got a family as well. And like I said, we'll definitely be talking more, especially on this 28 build. And like I said, if there's anything we can do for you, let us know. And we'd love to have you come fly with us, man. I mean, we're not.
Yeah, that'd be fun. It's about 5.5, 6 hours, I think.
Yeah. We've got other guys that come from the North Carolina mountains that come. They're about 5. Jared Kirby is he's about 5 hours away. There's Thomas. He's in the chat right now. There he is. Yeah. He's throwing up the websites. There he is, throwing up the links. Good job.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
One thing I debated whether I should announce this or not, but one of the things I've been thinking about, and one thing I do have in the works is I'm actually working. I haven't announced this yet. I've actually written a book, and it is not available yet. But it is a book on scale finishing, and so
cool.
You guys are the first to hear about this. And I've also been working on a video course, a companion video course on the same subject, and have been looking at ways that I can more directly help people and hobbyists, achieve their dreams and on, whatever it is they're trying to do. So,
that's killer.
Yeah, you guys are the first to hear about it. And so
and when is that coming out?
I want an autograph sign one, man.
Personally delivered.
Yes, personally delivered. Come on down and bring it.
We'll buy you lunch.
Or better yet, go to Bomber Field in September in Houston, and we'll see you there, and we'll get you to sign it in person. How about that?
We'll see what we can do.
Yeah, I definitely would love a copy, man. That would be awesome. And definitely would love a signed copy, man. Because like I said, you have no idea how much I appreciate all your information and watching your videos as well as other guys. And, it's just an honor to have you here tonight and hanging out with us.
Oh, it's my pleasure to be here. I appreciate, gosh, I can't talk. I appreciate you guys having me on.
It's the cold, man. It's the cold.
It is, man.
It really
I can't do it.
You got brain fog. I get it.
It's time to get a drink and get something to eat and relax.
That's right. Yeah. And like I said, Thomas is in here. He's putting up the links, and we appreciate that as always. Getting guys, go over to Chris's website, order some RC Geek stuff, some T-shirts, some afterburners. He's got some great stuff over there. Love the logo too, the RC Geek logo. That's pretty cool. Always like that. But like I said, Chris, I won't keep you any longer, man. It's just been a pleasure. Thank you. And we'll have to get up together once we get these planes built and come back on, and we want to see your progress on the radio and everything going in there.
Sure. Sounds good.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much. And I'm going to let you get to your family, and thank you again for being here.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime. Thanks, guys.
See you, buddy. Bye. All right, guys. Well, there he is, the man, the myth himself, Mr. Chris Wolfe, the RC Geek. And like I said, I've been watching Chris for many a year, and glad to always learning stuff. And he's coming out with a book soon on scale modeling, customizing, things like that. And yeah, can't wait for that one come. He's also going to do a video thing too, where you guys can watch and follow along.
Is it going to have a fold out like this?
Yeah, we have centerfolds, man. We got to have those. You know, because they come with a poster.
It's airplanes, man. We're looking at airplanes.
Hey, that could be a centerfold.
It could be a centerfold.
You know?
Yeah, of course. It's going straight up.
If it was one like this, you want to see a centerfold? Okay, I don't know if they're ready for this.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Okay, so this is a beautiful centerfold. It is a signed copy.
It's got a set of wings like you've never seen.
Are you guys ready?
You want me to hold the bottom?
Yeah, let's get it so it doesn't
where's
crease.
the top?
Here
Which
is
one's
the
top?
wait a minute. Wait.
Okay, well, this is the top. You want to hold the bottom?
That's the top. Okay, you guys ready? Let me explain something first. A good friend of mine gave me this yesterday. He actually flew on these. Okay, he was the navigation crew. And check this out. You ready to see this? All right. Look at this. Look at the sexiness of this. Oh, looky. Yeah, low level lighting. Isn't that pretty? Check that out. That is too cool. That is the B1, which we still got a maiden, right? That is a beautiful poster, and it is also signed at the bottom by the artist himself, and is the Rockwell B1B bomber, guys. Isn't that pretty? I got to get it framed, man. So yeah. So thanks to the lovely Vanna here for holding that up for us. But yeah, that was a super nice gift that he gave us, and very appreciative. So now I got to get that framed. But I thought I'd share that with you guys. I thought you'd like it because that's going to look really good. I think I want to get it like framed with a black mat with the white edging and trim.
I got a B17, which is 11.5 by 8.5. I'm grateful.
Yes,
but it's not a poster.
Well, you know, hey. It is what it is. You know, but we've got a beautiful deck to show for it. Everybody
I ain't going to talk about my deck.
Well, did you caulk your deck is the question.
Well, it's the steps that were killer.
I know, right? We just got through building this deck for a friend of ours, and it's huge deck. We redid the whole thing out of composite.
I don't like anybody on my deck.
Yeah, no doubt. But anyway, guys, we just thank Chris so much for being here tonight and hanging out.
Yeah, that was
with
nice
us.
of him.
Yeah,
he didn't look like he feel too well. I think he was on the downer side. I think he's getting better, but you know how at the end of being sick.
Oh yeah, man,
you're really wore out. And you're depleted of all the white cells, and you're all like this, and you're trying to be
exactly.
Yeah, and this heater went off.
Huh?
Now it's on. Well,
it's on? Yeah, because you were.
Well, no, this end it wouldn't. No, this is wore out because this is where you plug everything in, and it was hanging down.
Much in there
but it's working now.
Well, good. You're not.
I got straddling it.
He's gonna be flying the heater for long, right?
Fly
one
heater.
of the radiant heater things, like a little radiator.
Little oil heater.
Yeah, they work. Though. They work.
They work great.
Good. Yeah, so.
They radiate really well.
But yeah, guys, we just appreciate all of you for being here tonight and hanging out.
Yeah,
with
we had
us
quite a few for a long time. Still do.
Chris. Yeah, I'm telling you. Man.
What's his name was in here too? Our friend from the north. What's his name? The one that's got the airplane you crash forever and it won't. Killer Planes.
Killer, yeah.
Yeah, he was
Steve.
in here. He might still be here.
Steve was in the house.
Killer Plane was here.
I appreciate Thomas dropping by, man.
Yeah, that was nice.
It's always nice to have Thomas in the house. And guys, don't forget the March Madness sale over at Legend Hobby now, because that's 15% off. So, you know, if you need something, now's the time to get it. And they've got some planes coming. The containers are loaded. We know that they are getting 20 more of the T-28s. I'm not sure of the exact scheme, but once those 20 are gone, it's going to be late summer before they get any more. So if you guys are interested in the T-28, get on there, pre-order it now, because 20 will not sit there. He's already sold out of the other ones that came in. So there's 20 more getting ready to come in on a container. Again, I'm not sure of the exact scheme, but if you think you want one, 20 will not sit there 2 days probably. So get over to Legend Hobby. And hey, March Madness is on, guys. You never know.
That's a lot, man. That's $15 off every 100.
That's what I'm saying. So
that's a lot of money. That's almost $100 off.
Yeah, it's a good deal.
You know, if you get the retracts with it.
Yeah.
Deal.
So if you guys are looking for this airplane right here, the T-28 giant scale, you better get it, because there's only 20 coming in. And Thomas said that it would be late summer before they got any more, and late summer could mean into the fall.
This one's for sale, isn't it?
No.
Everything has a price tag. Everything has a price tag.
Well, yeah. Well, you know, no, not really. No,
it's true,
because Thomas has been good to me on this thing, man, and I want to impress him with it. We've got to get the T-20, the L-19 flown. We've got to get the bombs dropped off of the RQ-7. We've got to get the yak put together. I'm going to put together the RV-8. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on, guys. And Thomas just said that half were China Lake and half were the red and white. So that means there's only 10 each, guys. So if you want to get one of those, you best get over there and pre-order the T28 now. Also, the Mustang B model is coming.
Nice looking.
That's coming, guys.
Is that 92 inch? 89?
89 inch.
89 inch?
That is like candy to me, right?
It looks really good.
Can't wait for that. But that is coming too, guys. And it should be here probably in the next, I think Thomas said by I think June. So it won't be long. It's coming in. So if you guys are interested in that Mustang, it's coming in 2 schemes.
April, May, June.
Yeah.
It's eternity when you're waiting for something.
Yeah, but it'll be here before you know it. So if you want it, you better put your name on it, fellas, because
tax
you know
return.
how it goes. Yeah.
Tax return.
Won't be here long. It's 89-inch P51B, and it's in development. And so it won't be long, guys. So if you would like Mustangs,
I've seen it. It's nice looking.
Yeah, it's beautiful. We've seen pictures. We've raised the skirt and looked at it and everything. So
I wasn't there at that ceremony.
You saw the same picture I saw.
I didn't see this.
Well,
I've seen somebody hovering over an airplane, but I didn't see this.
Okay, well, you know what I'm saying.
You said skirt.
Well,
I know it's not a wheel pant.
No,
there's a difference.
No, but we'll have the 2-fold doors on it. So that's,
it's nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, down there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because on the real one, they hang down until it starts, and then they close as soon as the hydraulics.
Yeah.
And then it goes down, and then it drops, and then they come up, and then it comes back up.
Yeah.
That's complicated. It doesn't sound like it's complicated until you go do it.
It's gonna look nice, man. I can't wait. It's fully sheeted like the T28. Yes. Inner and outer doors. That's what he's saying.
Ooh,
yes.
Nice.
So I'm telling you guys, if you're wanting something, it's the time of year to be buying something.
Ooh, even the radiator exhaust opens up on the bottom.
Yeah, that's gonna be nice. I'm telling you, man. I'm waiting on that one. Yeah, I got to get this. I want to get this put in next. I got to find the rod for this.
You don't have it?
Somewhere in the packaging, I guess.
You haven't looked?
Because my bag of stuff's over here. I've been one thing at a time, Wayne.
What are you selling dime bags
now?
One
thing at a time. One thing at a time. I just got the daggone gear doors in there, and I've got to get the servos put on those.
Oh yeah, that fits nice.
Yeah, it does fit nice. Yeah, guys, hit the thumbs up, like Mom said. You gotta. It's gonna have a 2- and 4-blade spinner. I like a 4-blade blade prop on a Mustang. I just
4 blah blah.
Yeah. Now, if you want speed, I want, like I said, I'm getting the 3-blade for the T28, but I'm gonna get a 2-blade. So if I want really speed it up, you're gonna have to tell me what.
You want to put a lot of pitch in there? What do you want to do? Tear the tail off? Because I can get you.
I want it to go fast. When I want it to go fast, we're gonna be like a pit stop. Okay, Wayne, bring it up here. We're gonna change the prop, and then we're gonna put it up with a 3-blade for scale. Nice scale. We got to have a little show time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Little show time, and then we bring it over here, take the prop back. I'll put a 2-blade on and pop it up. Yeah.
I think that's those girly shows. We have to keep a quarter in there to keep the curtain from going down.
Exactly.
Keep
the curtain
up.
Keeps coming in and it goes
another quarter, another quarter.
Yeah.
Another quarter.
Keeps you going, right?
Anything scales work.
It's got hard points on the wings for drop takes and palm.
Hard points.
It just keeps getting sexier, right? I mean,
hard points.
Hard points are always
sexy.
nice. Yeah. Yes. Especially on a Mustang.
For the actual tank drop.
Yeah,
because the RQ7 has 2 on there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So these are literally the 500-pound bombs that they used to carry.
Yeah. And don't forget, if you want bombs for your planes with the actuators, you got to get those at Legend Hobby too, man.
Yep. All 3D printed.
All 3D printed. You can put powder, baking soda inside.
Yeah,
hit the ground.
Good.
Yeah. Looks really nice. Yeah, Jay's RC Garage, he put up his video with the RQ dropping the bomb.
Did it crash something? No,
he stuck something in a tree though yesterday.
Did he really?
Yeah,
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I mean,
but it just seems I'm going. I keep listening for that. Well,
did it.
It was great.
It was. Yeah.
Minute, that's past tense.
Yeah.
He goes through some airplanes. I can tell you that.
He does go through some airplanes.
Man, I wouldn't have anything left if I went through airplanes like that.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. Airhammer, what's up, buddy? Good to have you here.
Yeah, hammer.
Yes. But yeah, guys, we got a lot of stuff to fly, man.
Got to get out there.
We got kites to fly. I got a big kite.
B1, F-14, F4, F-86.
Got the B1. Yeah, we got the Beaver, the big Beaver.
P-47.
L-19.
L-19, RQ-7, RV-8.
The list just goes on and on and on, right? But it's a good problem to have.
It's a great problem. I got 99 problems, and that's not one of them.
Not one of them. And I love building, so that's part of the fun too. You know, you always got to have a project, especially on a rainy. It's supposed to be 80% rain Saturday here.
I'm gonna have to fly Thursday.
Well, I can't get off work like you do.
Well, my King Twin I was flying, the 1700, the Hobby King. What's the maker of the King Twin?
Avios.
Avios.
Yeah.
I was flying it Sunday, whenever day it was, and the right side motor froze in flight. I don't know what it is with me and electric motors, but for some reason it's not getting along. Anyway, I didn't know that it froze up until it started to yaw real bad, you know, because the left one was overpowered. So this one's stuck. Can't feather the prop, right? So it starts just to do circles. So what I did was I was downwind when it happened, even worse. It just kept cocking around. So I said, well, let's just keep elevation and let's just let it drift on over to the runway. So you can't force it. You got to go with what you got to go. You try to force it and give it more throttle, then it's even going to be worse. So you just got to milk it. Brought it back to the runway. Anyway, brought it back to the runway and went through it last week. And 6 magnets on the drum on the outside backed themselves out. What are you doing? Anyway, I had 6 magnets back out of the drum, and they were rubbing on the back of the electric motor casing. So anyway, I had to take the motor apart, epoxy them all in.
We need headbands.
Are you on drugs?
No, we need headbands.
Wait a minute. I'm the one that's supposed to be on drugs. You're the one that's supposed to be talking. What, are we switched?
Well, you're talking.
Is this a movie?
Yeah, really. Yeah, it's just children's stickers, man. I got these Legend Hobby stickers are cool, man. Between that,
turn to the skid. That's exactly what I did, and I had skids in my shorts too.
Yeah,
because I didn't even know. I thought, what's wrong? What's wrong? I thought something fell off because it was just, you know, you cranking it. I don't care how much rudder you put in it, and you can't give it more throttle. That's just going to create more drag. So you just got to follow it all the way around, and I followed it back around, right onto the runway.
Yeah.
Everybody going like, why'd you land way down there? Because I didn't have a choice.
Well, that's like the day he landed the Mustang with one of the ailerons stuck up, and
that was weird.
I'm going, holy crap! I saw the problem.
You can see it in the air. You can see it. The one stuck all the way up on the left.
Yeah, you know, the man's got skills. I'm telling you, he's got mad props.
Well, the wife might have something to say about that.
Well, we're not talking about what she knows. We're talking about
airplanes. Well, that's correct because that's
See,
true.
She doesn't care about airplanes. See, we're talking about airplanes.
She doesn't care. I could order 50 airplanes, have them on the porch, and she just push them all aside.
Exactly.
Goes right in.
Man, you got another one?
You got a bunch of boxes out here. What do you? Why can't you just enjoy one? I said, well, let's go to the closet. And let's take a look what you have. Let's go to the bathroom, open up the cabinets, and let's count how many things you got setting up there.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, we got hardware with the electrical components that crimp, that pull straight, and that.
Yeah.
Then you go to the chemical aisle.
Yeah.
Then you go to the mascara aisle. Then you got all the things.
Nail aisle.
I mean, you know, we got to have equals.
Yeah.
Equals.
And all airplanes are different, and they all fly different.
It's like every girlfriend's different, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the bombs are at Legend Hobby site, EQ. You can go there, and if you don't see something, shoot Thomas an email at info@Legend Hobby, and he will probably get you something on the printer and get it hot off the press. And he's also making the more sleeker looking bombs there too. But if you want the old bombs for like the B-17, things like that, yeah, if they're not in stock, just hit him up, let him know that you want some of a certain size, because he's got 3 different sizes of the older type. Let him know what size you're wanting, and he can get those for you. And he also has the actuators if you need those, and those will hold up to 15 pounds. So I think you'll be okay. We've got the big bombs on the RQ7. They're like this big around, probably about that long.
One trivia question before we go.
Oh, now he has a question.
What year do you think that is of this sexy guy? Look at that, man. No fatness, no gray hair. That was my own personal floundering swing wing before its time mechanism with an OS 77 on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
Guess the year. Oh, I'll tell you.
1974.
No. No, that was 85.
Well, I graduated in 84, so.
That was 85. That was Mile Square Park right there.
Mm.
Crashed on the maiden flight.
So when are we going to get the F-14 swing wing flying again? Because that's got to fly.
It's ready.
These guys are ready to see this thing fly, man.
I know it. Me too.
So, you know.
I'm going to have my fist up both tailpipe to make sure it's blowing.
And I'm going to be ready to hold. I've
never had to check.
I'm going to learn my holding technique again.
Well, it was fine. You threw it fine. It just yawed over, just like 17.
It did. Yep.
At least it landed flat.
It did land. They spun all the way around.
Anyway, it's ready to go.
Yeah. So
good times are coming. we're at the end of this, nasty weather gonna
Weather's
come,
here.
and
yeah.
then before long it's gonna be so hot we're all gonna be crying.
Well, it's funny. It was 28 wind chill this morning here.
Yeah,
and
it
it's
was
going to
cold.
be 70 tomorrow. So
Yeah,
North
that's only-
Carolina
it's
weather,
only
man,
50-degree difference almost.
is what it is, you know.
We'll
So,
take it.
but anyway, guys, we're going to let you guys go enjoy your evening, and we're going to get out of here. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us and the RC Geek, Mr. Chris Wolfe. Always a pleasure. Such a great guy. And we'll have him back on here again, guys. Once he gets that T28 and that radio shoved up in there, we're going to have him on again and talk more about that. So you won't want to miss it, and you also want to be around. Go to legendhobby.com. Check out the March Madness sale, guys. Get a T28 if you want it. There's only 20 coming in either of the schemes. They will not last. I assure you that, because Thomas sold out of these like crazy the first time. So definitely go get you one if you're thinking about it. Don't think any further. Get it. And with that, we're going to let you guys get out of here. We'll see you next week right here on Flight Club. And happy flying, guys, and be safe.